6 figures in a checking account. For most people, seeing that $100,000 balance is the ultimate symbol that you finally made it. You log into your app, see the comma, and take a deep breath. It feels like an impenetrable fortress, a financial shield protecting you from whatever the world decides to throw your way. But the architecture of modern money is designed to penalize that exact feeling of safety. The moment fiat currency sits idle, a very quiet, very persistent mathematical decay steps in. This line graph shows the declining purchasing power of a static $100,000 over a 10-year timeline. Assuming a standard historical inflation rate, the actual value of those dollars steadily erodes. By the end of the decade, the numbers on the screen are the same, but your ability to trade those numbers for goods and services has been severed. Storing cash in a vault is like placing a solid blob of ice in a warm room. The structure continuously evaporates into a puddle. The financial elite understand this evaporation. They do not view cash as a destination. For them, fiat currency is strictly a temporary transition state. Hoarding cash creates a predictable trajectory of loss. The very act of traditional saving, intended to protect a future, ensures that future will be significantly more expensive than the present. When the ultra-wealthy acquire a large sum of cash, their immediate instinct is to get rid of it. They deploy it. Capital is rapidly converted into hard assets. The money flows into real estate, private businesses, and equities. These pillars historically appreciate faster than inflation, creating an engine of wealth that compounds in value, independent of the currency's purchasing power. But if you lock all your available capital into buildings, businesses, and stocks, how do you pay for groceries? How do you fund emergencies or finance a high-end lifestyle? This diagram illustrates the typical approach, selling off pieces of the asset to get cash back. This move triggers capital gains taxes and permanently halts that specific asset's compounding growth. You have to solve a paradox. Keep the asset growing indefinitely while pulling out cash today. Instead of selling, the strategy shifts to leverage. The elite use their appreciating assets as collateral to secure loans at low interest rates. This dual mechanism split-screen maps the strategy. On top, the untouched asset grows upward. On the bottom, a loan generates fresh, liquid cash. This debt acts as a shield, arriving tax-free. That cash buys more assets, creating a continuous, self-feeding collateral loop. By utilizing leverage, the financial elite transform debt into a strategic valve. It allows them to tap into their wealth without ever dismantling the engine. Liquidity, in this framework, requires a different definition. It is not the amount of physical cash you hold. It is the amount of cash you can access through the things you own. You don't need a massive portfolio to apply this logic. The mechanics scale down. The moment you acquire equity in a home or a basic stock index, you have collateral. These parallel paths illustrate your options. The traditional path, where capital pools in a vault and decays, or the deployment path, where capital flows through a cycle of assets and leverage. Whether you are deciding what to do with your first $1,000 or your first million, leaving that capital uninvested makes it your greatest liability. Capital behaves like water. If it sits still, it stagnates. To remain healthy, it has to move. It has to circulate. True financial security doesn't come from hoarding pieces of paper. It comes from controlling productive assets and letting those assets do the heavy lifting for you.